watching Thrifty Kaniffy.
Hello everyone and welcome to Thrifty Kaniffy. Today we're going to be looking at a Joker, one of my favorite brands of knives anymore. Now Jokers are made in Spain. These are handcrafted sport knives that I'm looking at today. Sporting cutlery in their sporting line. You can check out their information on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. You can just use that little QR code. I can hold that up there if you want to scan that. Maybe I can get a little bigger. About right there, as big as I can get it. And this gives you some more information here. But yes, these are made in Spain. You've got the Hecho a mano, which is just handmade. Cuteria deportiva, which is sporting cutlery. Again, same there. And this is model number NV-138. And this is in their Iberica line. Iberica. And here, let's have a look at the knife. So what we have got here is a modern traditional folder that's a lockback. And you've got green micarta handles. Now, a lot of times you have options. You always have a lot of options with Joker in terms of handle material. I opted to go with this green micarta because I don't have any. I didn't have any micarta style knives from the Joker brand, and it was a little bit cheaper than maybe some of the natural materials that seem to go out of stock pretty frequently. This one was in stock. I was like, you know what, I'm going to try it out. I'm going to see how good their micarta is, and it is really nice. Now, it isn't the linen style or the style that has a lot of sort of material grippiness here. It is pretty smooth, and it's been contoured really well. And you get a nice transition between sort of a darker green and a lighter green. But the micarta quality is really good. It just does have a little more of that smoother texture to it, though. So it's not quite as grippy as maybe some of the other style micartas, but it is a very good quality micarta. And you can see the weave there is top notch. You get the stainless hardware with these pins and the pivot point and this nice little lanyard loop at the back for a lanyard, which this comes included with the knife. This length of lanyard just tied on there in a simple knot. It's a lockback design. And you can see here it's got a nice contour for opening the blade once it's in a locked position, or closing the blade, I should say. And you've got this worked liners on the back, which is a little different, something a little unique to this design. And we've got a little bit of blade etching here on the blade, and you can see it says Joker Iberica, and it's got their logo there. Now we're looking at a clip point blade. It's with a sabre grind, and you get some jimping there at the top, and you can see the thickness of it. Pretty decent blade stock on there. And there's a look at that sabre grind. A really attractive shape to the blade and a really razor sharp edge. Now this side of the blade is blank, and then this side has all the etching on it. You can see the Joker logo there with Iberica, and then the MOV 1.4116 MOV or MOVA steel, and the country of origin there is Spain, made in Spain. Now, you may not realize that you're familiar with that blade style or type, or excuse me, the steel type, because of, may not be as common knowledge to some, but it is actually the same material that many Swiss Army knives are made from. So it is a tried and true steel, probably on par with like a 440 A to C, somewhere in that range. And won't have like the greatest edge retention in the world, but it is a very durable blade and has a hardness of about 57 on the Rockwell scale. And just another better look at the total length of the knife here. I'd say total length we have about 6.5 inches, just over, maybe 6 5/8. Yeah, let's call it 6 5/8. With the blade length right at 3 inches, making this well, no, won't be UK legal because it's a lockback, but it is a 3-inch blade. And then you have a cutting edge of about 3 3/4 inch. Has very smooth opening and close. The locking mechanism is very positive. You have no blade wobble up and down, right to left, all very solid. And the release is simple enough to use, doesn't require a ton of effort. It's always a good sign for me. Not a fan when the locking knives require you pinch on them so hard that it hurts your finger. Should be simple enough to open and close in that way. But yeah, this is a really solid work knife. Comfortable in the hand. You get a 4-finger grip there. You can see there's a little left over with my medium-sized hand. Thumb on the jimping is like in a very natural position. You kind of have a choked up grip right out of the gate. And you feel like you can do a lot of really detailed work with this guy. I think I could have a lot of control there. With a super firm grip, it's not going anywhere. Now, I will say out of the box, you have a bit of edginess, some 90-degree angles here on the interior of the liners, and if you run your finger left over back and forth like this, it will snag. I've gone over this with some 400 grit sandpaper, maybe about 8 to 10 passes on either side like this, and just kind of rolled over that edge to make it nice and smooth. And now no issues there with it grabbing my finger. And when you really grip down and the meat of your fingers goes into the grooves, it doesn't irritate them or cause any kind of hot spot. So that is something that I would recommend anybody who buys this knife just kind of take a couple of minutes to rectify. But really, that's the only downside to this knife. I think it's a fantastic little work knife. I've actually got a slip that I'm going to be using with it, so it'll probably get a lot of carry anytime I've got a slip that I know works really well. With a particular knife, that kind of suits it for me to carry in. I'll kind of just show you how well it sits into the slip there. And then with the lanyard, just a little tug and it'll come right out. But a nice little hide and drink slip for my knife. And just a great joker knife. I might look to the future to get something in a natural material. As much as I like this knife now that I've handled this version, I have no problem with the micarta, but I do have a tendency to prefer natural material. So in the future, I might look to try to get maybe a wood handle or some sort of a stag handle or even bullhorn if they offer that. So I'll be looking to get that in the future potentially. As it is, this particular model is $31.68 on Amazon, and I'll show that page at the end of the video, and you have an opportunity to look at that. But I do like the contours of this and the comfort, the smoothness of the action, the lockup, the ease of the close, the shape of the blade, the slenderness to the handle, but yet enough thickness there to kind of fill your hand. So it's sort of the best of both worlds there. And it's just a really well-designed knife overall. I think anybody looking for a smaller work knife that can find time in your slips. I put it in there backwards. This is the way I put it usually. Here we go. Yeah, just a really classy carry, and one that I'm looking forward to using more of. But that's going to do it for my review of this guy. Again, the Joker Iberica. This particular model is NV-138. That does come in other handle materials if you're not a fan of the micarta. But check out Amazon and you'll be able to see what other options there are for this particular knife, and the prices will vary with the handle material. But that's going to do it for my review, guys. I hope you have a fantastic day today. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell to be made aware of videos when they drop, and I'll see you next time. Take care.